What's going on, everybody? My name is Hydros, and welcome back to some more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today, it has been a hot minute since I've done a video. I apologize, but I am here, and we are ready to go because there's a lot of talk about this safety net going on with the JP side of Dokkan Battle, and it does look like the time has finally come. Stuff is going to finally be done and over with, and it's going to be stopped by safety net in Dokkan Battle. Now, Dokkan Battle, just to give a little brief overview, Dokkan has had safety net implemented into the game already. They have functions and code related to it already in the game. What is basically going to be done is that all they have to do is basically, in a sense of, easy way to explain it, is flip a switch and they are ready to go, and it's going to be, it's done, it's over, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. Whenever you log into the game, or if you click the news section specifically, you're going to be brought to this tab, which this tab is like the server system news related type of information, right? Usually you're brought to this tab where all the latest and greatest content is for Dokkan Battle. You want to check out your SBR, your summon banners, your EZAs, all that kind of stuff. Usually brought to that side, right? But instead, it actually forces you on initially to actually see this page, which the very first notice is what we're going to be taking into account. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably can't read JP. We're going to take a look at my boy Carrie's little tweet here that he did. So shout out to Carrie. Go follow me on Twitter at DBZ Carrie. Make sure you go follow him. And he basically gives out the breakdown, right? Devices with root and jailbreak, a modified version of Dokkan, or hardware that has been modified won't be able to log into Dokkan anymore. Safety Net's full implementation has finally arrived. That basically means rip to farming bots, rip to private servers, rip to mods in general, rip to data mines, and everything like that. Now, data mines can still happen in a way. They still could. It will be very, very hard and very difficult to do it because the way Dokkan works is that they store the data for the assets, the database, everything is stored in the root of your device. Now, the way safety net works is you cannot have a rooted device, root being for Android, jailbreak being for iOS. iOS has something called device check, and I'm not too knowledgeable on device check. If Carrie wants to, do a video on that, by all means, or if anyone wants to explain what that is in the comments, go ahead and do that. I do not specifically know about device check in too much detail. I'm more knowledgeable about safety net side on the Android side, so that's what we're going to be talking about here today, more or less. So that's what safety net is. Safety net is Google implementation to where they can stop pretty much all types of, modification to a game on Android. And it's a pretty powerful thing. So like I said, devices with root / jailbreak won't be able to log into the game. Literally, you will not be able to log into the game, period, with any root or jailbreak going on. If you have a modified version of Dokkan, meaning you modify the APK of Dokkan, which is the APK is the version for Android that you install onto the device. If you modify the APK in some way, shape, or form, because the way they actually do that is they sign the APKs. They have a specific signature for these APKs, and if they don't match up, then the tokens don't match up and all that kind of stuff, it flags it. It flags it saying, hey, this is a no-no, we're not letting you in. Hardware that's been modified. So if you have a modified device in any way, shape, or form that kind of that does not pass safety net check, then you're not logging into Dokkan. So safety net is no joke. It's here. It's going to be happening. Like I said, safety net is already implemented into the game itself. All they have to do is literally, for lack of a better term, flip the switch and it's good to go. Now, when this will happen for global, I don't know. I don't know when this will specifically happen to global. It could happen at any point in time in the near future, right? So they could do it, a month from now, 2 months from now, whenever it may be, right? So I don't actually know when global will get it. Probably, I would say maybe 2-3 months from now, maybe not even that. Maybe they might do it a lot sooner. Maybe a month from now, global could definitely start doing that, right? So, I mean, as it is, that's that. Another big thing for safety net, and a lot of you guys I know are going to be disappointed, is that safety net means emulators are also going to be gone. So Ultra Impact, the MHA game that I play, go ahead and check out my Ultra Impact channel down in the description down below. I put up a lot of MHA Ultra Impact videos. Again, check it out. Ultra Impact, the new MHA gacha in Japan from Bandai, also has safety net implemented. And what safety net also does to that game is it does not allow it to work on emulators. Now, I want to give a little section on emulators real quick. Emulators only work up to a specific Android version. And as Dokkan has been progressing, you know, we've seen the thing to where, you know, they don't support X device at Android OS number 685 whatever, right? You know, they stop supporting specific Android and iOS versions at any point given, or, you know, and stuff like that. They stop supporting those. Android emulators, as far as I'm aware, most of them only go up to a specific Android OS. Usually it's about, I think, Android 7, maybe Android 8, some of them may have. But if Dokkan ever says, hey, you need Android 9 and above, most, if not all, emulators are going to be killed off anyway. So they're already kind of, you know, killing that off with SafetyNet. So you wouldn't have to worry about that too much at a later date. We have to worry about that now, obviously. But for those of you playing on an emulator, that would have probably been the case at some point, whether it be SafetyNet or not. It was just a matter of when, not if, it was going to happen, right? So there is that. And then, again, that's my tweet. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at HydrosPlays. Link in the description down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed. A lot of people who are used to farming with the bots and stuff. I mean, you know, it sucks. I really get it. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, because if this was going to eventually happen, once we saw SafetyNet implemented in the Dokkan, it was going to happen. And as I said, private servers, bots, emulators, mods, they will all be killed off from the SafetyNet implementation that's going to happen. I don't know when it's actually going to like flip on. I don't know when they are going to decide, hey, let's turn it on now. They could definitely be doing this message here as a scare tactic. They could never flip it on at all. They could flip it on months from now. They could flip it on a week from now. They could flip it on tomorrow. They could flip it on an hour from now. I mean, it really just depends when they decide to actually flip the switch and say, let's go, let's do all this, right? So there's that. So it means no more early showcases for the most part. Now, in terms of SafetyNet, there are potential workarounds. As I mentioned in my tweet here, there are potential workarounds for, you know, private servers and all that kind of stuff. Mine specifically being Trident, that I did work on and do still work on right now, currently, depending on how SafetyNet does and stuff like that. May or may not continue. I really am kind of on the, you know, side of probably not continuing it, but we'll see. We'll see. It just depends on the kind of workarounds that has to be done. If it's not worth it, if most of the private servers, change injections, stuff like that, if most of those are pretty much gone and there's really not much of a workaround to really fix it pretty easily without having users do this, that, and the other thing, right? If you have to make your user do like a ton of different things just to be able to play the game with this private server, to me, that's not worth it. I don't want to make you guys do 20 different steps in order to install Trident, right? So I'm not going to do that to you guys. It's really not worth it at the end of the day to me to do it. And probably at the end of the day, most, if not all, of the private servers are going to be gone. Again, as I said, meaning no more early showcases. Dokkan content, as I mentioned here, is getting a hard reboot, meaning we are basically going to be starting over in a way. We're going to be, you know, kind of thrown into the bin with, you know, with no safety net, pretty much, at lack of a better term. But yeah, so a lot of the early showcases, to me, this is not a bad thing to me specifically. I know, like, you know, people like Truth and a lot of others may feel the same way, that, you know, private servers, bots, emulators, specifically bots. I know Truth is hard about the bots, right? He's like, you know, this is pretty much one of the reasons that the friend list sucks. And he's right. The friends list does suck because the bot really just kind of oversaturated the friends list with like SR units and stuff because of re-rolling and stuff. So I do kind of agree with that. Bots were really a problem once they became public. Emulators, again, I don't necessarily care about too much if they did or did not get rid of them. I know a lot of people do play on emulators because maybe they don't have the latest and greatest device. You know, it does really suck that they did do that to the emulators as well. So I do feel the pain. I wish they kind of didn't do that. I wish that didn't kill off emulators. But the main reason emulators are getting killed off, specifically due to SafetyNet, is because emulators can't provide the SafetyNet token. They just can't. They're emulation. They're not a real version of Android. They just cannot provide the hardware token that actual Android devices can provide in SafetyNet itself. So there's that as well. Now, again, if there are workarounds, specifically for data mining, if we talk about data mining and specifically, the workaround would be you would have to basically have a way to get into root. But if you have a rooted device, you're not going to be able to get into Dokkan. You're not going to be able to log in. You're not going to be able to do the data download. So you wouldn't be able to get that anyway. There are things like Magisk and stuff like that that do kind of hide root and stuff like that from SafetyNet. But if you have a device that has hardware SafetyNet implemented into it, now this is on the device itself, not the game, then that can just say screw it. You're not going to be able to do anything. If you have a hardware SafetyNet way, then that's not going to work either. For lack of a better term, just so I can explain it in a pretty easy way for you guys, right? But the way to get assets would be to actually get into the root of the game, which is on the root section of your device, and that's locked out. And normally you cannot get to the root section without actually rooting your phone. So that's how you would be able to get the assets of the database and everything like that. So data mining is going to halt or slow down significantly because of that. And then again, as I said, private servers going to shut down probably for the most part. If one survives here and there, you know, maybe some of them will most likely survive. It really just depends. But I mean, I don't think they will survive. Just saying that. SafetyNet is no joke. I don't think they will survive. And then bots are going to be completely gone. Bots have no way, shape, or form being able, they cannot send SafetyNet tokens to the servers. They cannot do that. Bots will never be able to do that. If people say that they can, they're lying to you. They actually can't. So bots will be completely killed off. I do not recommend ever using a bot. If someone says, "Oh, my bot doesn't worry about SafetyNet, it's fine, it's safe," they're lying to you. Don't use those bots. Emulators is like, as again, you know, it is what it is. You know, sucks, and I get it. Mods, ever since the SafetyNet stuff first came into the game, when Dokkan was around, I always said, do not start using mods because of this. This could help flag your account if you're using mods, so I would recommend staying away from it if at all possible. Now, I know that bots and mods still existed post this, but with the full implementation, once they flip that switch, I recommend staying away from it forever. Do not touch it. You will most likely 100% get banned without a doubt if you start using that stuff. Even if it says, oh, I have a workaround, blah, 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 it will probably get you banned. It will. It probably will. There's no joke. So, again, it's very unfortunate that this is happening to Dokkan when I know people obviously use stuff to, it's not really unfortunate, actually. I know the emulator stuff is unfortunate, but the rest of it, in my opinion, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think private servers, mods, bots, all that stuff, I know that I added to it. I know that I added to it because, one, making that stuff with Dokkan, like Trident and the mods and all that kind of stuff on Dokkan, all that was really fun and was a learning experience on my part as well. I got to learn a lot of things about, you know, mobile game development. I got to learn a lot about, you know, programming languages and stuff. So I took it as a learning experience at the same time, and I know that I just added to it. But at the end of the day, we got to realize that, you know, modding the bots specifically, and I guess the private servers with the early showcases, you know, it can be detrimental to the community as well. The bots specifically probably were the most detrimental to the community because of the friends list stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like that this being able to reboot the community a little bit, being able to reboot, you know, the playing experience without all this stuff around, definitely is going to help the game overall. And I'm very, you know, glad that they decided to do it. It does suck. If you're one that mods, if you're one that does all that stuff, it does suck. And I agree, it does suck. I mean, that's, again, I said I took it as a learning experience, and, you know, it's going to be harder to kind of learn that. So, you know, I had to kind of find something else to try and, you know, fill that little learning void there. You know, I still try and learn from it as well, trying to learn more different things that I could do. But at the end of the day, it was a learning experience for me at the end of the day. And that's what Trident was a learning experience. It was a fun learning experience nonetheless. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it as well. And all the mods that were created with Dokkan, shout outs to Thieving 6, Carrie, Hody, and everybody else. You know, I can't name everybody. It's blanking on names, but shout outs to everybody from the Dokkan days, Trident and everything like that. Really appreciate you and love you guys so much for that. But yeah, SafetyNet, that switch being turned on is coming. So make sure you guys are, you know, if you're on a modded device, if you're on a modded, you know, APK or a rooted device, make sure to transfer off. Make sure you get to a legitimate device before this happens. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to log into the game. Again, this is a good thing for the community. I'm going to reset a lot of things, going to help out, kind of clear up all these, you know, early showcases, get the community back to, you know, actually grinding the game and, you know, making it a bit more fun and, you know, less harmful environment, I guess. I don't know what the word, no, I want to say toxic. It wasn't really toxic. It was more so, it was just, I don't know the right words. I can't think of the word at the top of my head right now. It's like, 11 a.m. right now. So anyway, that's gonna be what's happening with Dokkan. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If you guys want to see more of this from me, I definitely want to do more Dokkan content. If you want to see more, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.